In this video, you will learn how to close crypto invoices using a clearing account and without a clearing account. And for this exercise, I'm going to be using Breezing, a crypto subledger which has launched a pretty cool feature where you don't actually need to create a clearing account in your chart of accounts. I'll be closing invoices in stablecoins like USDC and USDT, and I'll be showing you how to do it in both Xero and Quickbooks. Lastly, before we start, my name is Omar. I'm the founder at The Accountant Quits, where we help accounting and finance professionals learn how to manage a business using crypto. If you want to join the next cohort of our Crypto Accounting Academy, you can do so by clicking the link up here. With Xero, as you can see, I've got two unpaid invoices, one from David and one from Hugo. They both for $2,000 each. And for David's invoice, I'm going to be using a clearing account, and for Hugo's invoice, I will not be using a clearing account and instead use Breezing's new feature that I mentioned. Now in my balance sheet, you can see that I currently have $4,000 under accounts receivable. And before I go into Breezing, I wanted to highlight that for my clearing account that I created, I've had to enable payments to this account. Now, if I go in Breezing, I'm going to look for David's payment. I've already labeled this contact as David. I'm going to click on David. Under transaction account, I'm going to look for clearing account. I'm going to add the invoice number of David. I'm going to click on save and I'm going to click on sync. And as you can see, this journal that has been synced, the clearing account has been correctly credited and my USDT has been correctly debited. I'm going to click on post and I'm going to go to my balance sheet and update. Now I'm going to have to come and clear this clearing account, right, with my accounts receivable. And to do that, I'm going to go to David's invoice. I'm going to add payment. I'm going to have to look for the actual amount that was paid because it was not exactly $2,000. It was actually $1,998 because USDC is not, or USDT is not exactly pegged 1-to-1 to the dollar. I'm going to look for the date that this was paid, and this was paid on the 9th of October. I'm going to select the account here, which is my clearing account. And for reference, I'm just going to add the transaction hash. I'm going to click on add, and now this payment has been applied. Now for the $1 that is left, I'm going to show you later how I can actually clear that. So next, I'm going to show you how to pay Hugo's invoice not using the clearing account basically. I'm going to go back into Breezing. I'm going to look for Hugo, or also I've already labeled this contact. Now Breezing, what's cool here is they have this feature where they can retrieve invoices, open invoices from Xero. So to do that, I'll click on Get Invoices and I'm going to select Hugo's invoice and I'm going to submit a payment on Xero. Once I've done that, I can actually click on this invoice here. Right, so it's been correctly applied in Xero. And if I go to my invoice, I can see that now I only have the 131 due because it's not pegged 1-to-1. And actually, I made a mistake. So I could have also applied $2,000 here and I would not have that 1.31, right? You can overwrite this by the actual fiat amount if you want. Now if I go back to my balance sheet and I click on update, there is no clearing account that has been used and my accounts receivable has been correctly credited. And I can see my USDC amount. Now if I want to clear that 1.05 that is left, I can actually just allocate it to my gas fee account. Again, you would have to enable payments to your gas fee. And as you can see now, David's invoice has been fully cleared. All right, so that was Xero, and now I'm going to be doing the same thing in QuickBooks. Now, as you can see, I also have two invoices which are unpaid, one from Jeremy and one from Matthew. They're both for $2,000 each. And for Jeremy's invoice, I'm going to be using a clearing account, and for Matthew's invoice, I will not be using a clearing account. Now, if I go to my balance sheet, you can see that I currently have 4,000 under my accounts receivable. Now, if I go back into Breezing and I'm going to start with Jeremy's invoice, where I'll be using a clearing account. And this was paid in USDT for $2,000. If I click on Jeremy, I'm going to have to select my clearing account here. I'm going to put the invoice number and click on Save and click on Sync. Now, if I go to this journal in Quickbooks, you will see that the clearing account has been correctly credited and my USDT has been correctly debited as well. I'm going to hit on Save and Close, and I'm going to go into my balance sheet and I'm going to hit Update, and my clearing account is credited and my USDTC has been debited. Now I'm going to have to come and clear this clearing account. So that's the additional step when you use a clearing account. I'm going to go to Jeremy's invoice and I'm going to click on Receive Payment. Now for payment method, you can add crypto. I'm going to add the transaction hash as well. And I'm going to deposit this to my clearing account. I'm going to hit Save and Close. And this is how you would be clearing your accounts receivable. Now, if I go to my balance sheet, if I click on Update, you will see that the accounts receivable has now been cleared, and so as well as my clearing account. Now I'm going to be closing the invoice of Matthew now without using a clearing account. And to do that, I'll go in Matthew's invoice, but there's an important step that you have to do before. You have to click on Edit Contact and you have to select the entity in Quickbooks. To do that, I'm going to click on Refresh Entity and I'm going to choose Matthew. I had already done that. Basically, you are telling Quickbooks that this contact address in Breezing belongs to this entity in Quickbooks. I'm going to click on Save. I'm going to click on the transaction again. And now, instead of clearing account, I'm going to choose accounts receivable. I'm going to add the invoice number. I'm going to click on Save. I'm going to sync. And now if I view this journal, you will see that there was no clearing account, and instead I credited my accounts receivable and my USDC has been correctly debited. I'm going to hit on Save and Close. And if I go to my balance sheet and hit Update, you can see that the accounts receivable has been cleared and I didn't have to use a clearing account basically. So that was it. You just learned how to close invoices in crypto and stablecoins using a clearing account and without a clearing account. I'd love to know what approach you've been using so far, and maybe if other subledgers right now also have this feature on closing invoices directly from their platform.